Hey, in this video, I'm revealing everything that goes into an influencer rate card, as well as some pro tips to make your influencer rate card pop so that you can make a positive first impression on brands and really take your income as an influencer to the next level. So if you've been wondering what an influencer rate card is or how to create a rate card that stands out to brands, make sure to stick around until the end of this video because I'm sharing it all, as well as a unique link for you to get your hands on a popular influencer rate card template that you can download and start customizing in seconds. By the way, if you're new here, welcome. I'm Jay, and I'm the creator of 11th Street Studio Influencer Agency. And I've been helping influencers price their rates for brand deals and negotiate brand deals since 2019. And for those who are interested, I recently launched a new webinar where I share exactly what goes into calculating rates for brand deals in detail, as well as a formula for pricing rates. And I also reveal how to get your hands on my personal influencer rate calculator, because trust me when I say it is a must-have if brands are asking for your rates. So again, I reveal it all in the webinar, so make sure to check it out if you're interested. The link to join is below this video. Okay, back to the video. I'm gonna take a wild guess that if you're watching this video, you've been making some waves online. So maybe it's on Instagram or TikTok, or maybe here on YouTube. And brands are noticing and they're reaching out to you and they're asking for your rates. And so you're here because you're ready to take the next step and monetize your influence. So congrats. So the question is, where do you start? Well, if you guessed a rate card, you're right. So let's chat about what a rate card is exactly and how you can create one that will leave brands excited to collaborate with you and really kickstart your career as an influencer. So to be totally transparent, I like to think of an influencer rate card as like a secret weapon to negotiating strong compensation. It will really help you communicate everything you offer brands and provide them with a really clear idea of what a partnership will cost them. In the world of influencer marketing, having a strong rate card is really essential for setting clear expectations with brands and establishing your value as an influencer. So in this video, we're going to dive deep into the world of rate cards so that you can feel really confident that you're getting paid well for every brand deal that you agree to. And regardless if you're new to this or if you've been in the industry for a while, I've got tips for everyone. So let's dive in. So to start, for those who don't already know, a rate card is a document that really lists the prices that you charge brands for various brand collaborations and ultimately helps you to negotiate fair compensation for your creativity, influence, and work. So it highlights everything you offer brands, communicates your value, and allows you to present your rates professionally, which ultimately sets the stage for successful partnerships. So a rate card also helps you establish fair prices for your services while also providing a really clear structure for negotiating deals with brands. Rate cards often include like a variety of pricing tiers based on things like content type, current reach, current engagement, and the partnership's duration. So I personally like to think of an influencer rate card as essentially a menu of services that you offer brands with a base rate for each service from which you can easily negotiate. Now, I really want to emphasize the phrase base rate because every brand deal is significantly different, meaning your base rate is the bare minimum price and your final rate is calculated based on everything a brand requests from the deal, not just that one service, right? So for example, if your base rate is say $500 for one image shared to your Instagram, your final rate may be significantly more if a brand is also requesting, say, whitelisting or exclusivity or usage rights, which I go into in a few of my other videos, as well as in the new webinar in much more detail. Okay, so feel free to think of your rate card as like an a la carte menu of what you offer with corresponding prices. It's pretty simple, right? In the grand scheme of things, a rate card is really essential in establishing your worth as an influencer or creator and negotiating fair compensation for your work and creativity, okay? And influence. Okay, so now that we've covered what an influencer rate card is, let's chat about what to include in your rate card. So I think it goes without saying that your rate card should include some basic information like a quick introduction to you and your personal brand and the types of collaborations you offer, right? So for example, sponsored posts, brand partnerships, ambassadorships, etc. Aside from that, I'd consider including the following. Number one, your contact information. Like I just mentioned, you want to start by introducing yourself and really providing a quick overview of your personal brand along with your contact information. So for example, your email address or maybe a link to your website or blog if you have one, so that brands can easily reach out to you. And number two is the services that you offer. So I'd recommend starting by listing all of the services that you provide. So this could include sponsored posts, product reviews, brand ambassadorships, event appearances, or even content creation for brands. Then clearly define each service and include like a short description of what that includes. And number three is pricing and packages. So next, I would decide on pricing for each service and create different packages that cater to different budgets, right? Again, if you need help pricing your rates, make sure to check out my new webinar, which again, you can find the link to below this video. But for now, I'd also include your specific rates for individual posts, as well as any package deals you offer. And next, I'd recommend that you include your pricing categories based on things like, the type of content, reach, and engagement. I mean, ideally, you want to always strive to be transparent about your rates in order to avoid leaving any room for misinterpretation. Number four is deliverables and timelines. You really want to list the deliverables that you'll provide the brand. So for example, a number of images or videos. Also, as a side note, I recommend including an approximate timeline for each deliverable in order to really manage brand expectations. And if there are any additional services or like perks that you offer, like analytics reports, content creation, event coverage, social media takeovers, or like extra social media promotion, you can mention that as well. And number five is terms and conditions. You really may want to list your terms and conditions on your rate card, including like payment methods, cancellation policies, and maybe like exclusivity clauses. Also, make sure to be really clear about your refund policy and any deadlines for payments. And I'd personally consider including a section on intellectual property rights in order to protect your content. Okay, that pretty much covers what you'll want to include in your rate card. Now, before I share where to find some of the more popular influencer rate card templates, I just want to quickly mention that you should update your rate card periodically. I personally think it's important to update your rate card quarterly because as you gain more followers and engagement, your value as an influencer increases. Plus, you'll also want to consider updating your rates every few months in order to reflect any significant changes in your particular niche or industry. Also, it's important to keep track of your analytics and really compare them to industry benchmarks. And if you find that you're consistently delivering high quality content and are providing great results for brands, it may be time to really revise your rates and charge accordingly. Okay, now let's chat about where you can find some popular influencer rate card templates that you can quickly customize and send over to brands. So like I mentioned earlier, I'm the creator of 11th Street Studio Influencer Agency. And since we're on the influencer side, we share exclusive resources for influencers in our shop. including some professionally designed templates like the customizable influencer rate card template. So make sure to check that out if you need one, because it's honestly one of our best selling items and has been proven to get really dramatic results for influencers since 2019. We also have a really strong media kit template, a fill in the blank rate calculator to calculate your rates for brand deals, and a package of pre-written pitches that you can use to pitch brands on your own. So the link to the shop is below this video if you're interested in checking those out. Okay, that pretty much covers everything. So let's quickly recap what you want to think about when crafting your influencer rate card. Number one, your value. Okay, so this is pretty straightforward. You really want to consider things like the size of your audience, your engagement rate, and your expertise in your particular niche. Number two, your industry's going rates. So I recommend finding out what other influencers with similar metrics charge for sponsored content in your niche. And if you don't know where to look, make sure to check out the new influencer rate report, which I'll leave a link to below this video, because it reveals current rates across a variety of niches and covers rates for influencers in the nano category all the way up to celebrity influencers. So you need to check that out. And number three is your services. I mean, I think it goes without saying that you'll want to clearly outline the types of content that you offer and your corresponding rates. And number four is any add-ons. I always recommend having a category of what I like to call add-ons and listing things like, exclusivity, usage rights, and any additional deliverables along with your rates for those. Okay, that really sums it up. Now, obviously, you want to present your rates in a professional and visually appealing manner, which is why I recommend using a template like the one in our shop, which again, I'll leave a link to below this video. Okay, so as you can see, having a rate card is pretty vital. It really helps you establish your value, set clear expectations, and attract brand collaborations that really align with your goals. And it also really eliminates any ambiguity and gives brands a really clear idea of what's expected in a collaboration. And I think it's also worth mentioning that having a rate card can also save you time, because it really highlights your skills, which will hopefully prevent you from undervaluing your work and agreeing to any brand deals that really may not align with you or your goals. And just remember to update your rate card frequently, as your audience grows and as your services evolve. And if you create a rate card with all of this information in mind, I'm pretty confident that you'll be well on your way to creating a professional rate card that will impress brands and attract some seriously lucrative partnerships. And keep in mind that your rate card should be a reflection of your unique brand and the value you bring to the table. So be confident and really don't be afraid to use it to negotiate with brands. Remember, it's not just about the numbers. It's about building mutually beneficial relationships with brands that align with your values and your goals. So really take the time to evaluate your worth and research industry standards and create a rate card that really speaks volumes about your expertise and influence. In the ever-evolving world of influencer brand deals, having a well-crafted rate card is really essential for success. It not only helps you establish your worth, but also sets the foundation for successful partnerships with brands. So by all means, take the time to invest in creating a rate card that showcases your unique personal brand and value. Trust me, with a persuasive rate card on hand, you'll be well prepared to navigate incoming brand opportunities and secure profitable collabs that will ultimately elevate your career and income. Okay, so there you have it. I really hope this gives you some unique perspective and helps you look at influencer rate cards and pricing your rates for brand deals a little differently in the future. And before you go, remember to check out my free webinar where I share my proven formula for pricing your final rates for all kinds of brand deals. Okay, that's it for today's video. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you have any questions about anything I mentioned in this video, please leave them in the comments below. And of course, if you're not already, please subscribe to this channel and make sure to click the notification bell so that you don't miss any future videos. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.